It's 34 degrees here in Jersey today. It's April 2nd, and we're expecting 21 tonight. I hope my daffodils don't freeze. What I'm going to be working on today is a little prep in one of my beds for a additional hosta garden. So come on and check it out with me. All right, so today's project is to clean this up. I have some daffodils in bloom. I have some irises that'll be coming up. I have a couple knockout roses in here. There's one right there. I have some other ground cover that's coming in. I want to remove a bunch of this grass over here that is under that light and prep it for some hosta addition. I have a big, large zebra grass there. And this tree right here is a Styrex japonica. It's a beautiful tree that will flower later this year. It's about to leaf out. So that's like the specimen tree in this area. So what I'm going to be working on today is just preparing the ground here for the addition of the hosta, just doing a little bit of cleanup. Again, guys, it's not all about the lawn. It's not all about the products. It's about working in the yard. It's about your journey for the season. And you put a little work in now, and it's going to pay off in the summer when all of my plants are up and thriving. Things are in bloom. So I'm setting the stage. Okay, team. Getting back on the dahlias. You may recall me digging them out last fall. You can link to the video if you're interested. What I did was I had some calla lilies and some beautiful dahlias, and I dug them out in the fall because they don't overwinter in Jersey. I stored them in a vermiculite. So here's the tubers in here. Actually, this one is an elephant ear, and you can see he's already starting to sprout. But I do have some dahlia tubers in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to open these all up. I'm going to use some trash can lids here on the table and look at the condition of them. I also ordered from Brex. I have some Astilbe that I'm going to be putting in. I'm going to throw a picture up on the screen so you guys can see what it looks like when it's bloomed. There's 5 roots here. These grow 24 to 36 inches tall. They like partial shade, so I'm going to be putting them under a dogwood in my front. Where I have like a keystone wall, so they should look nice because they should rise above it. I also ordered a 6-plant hosta mixture super sack. There's another area over here where I have a Styrex japonica. I want to start populating some hosta under that. I mean, they're beautiful plants. Hosta is it's one of the varieties of plants that I enjoy very much. I have them around my house. There's lots of varieties, different colors, different variegations, so they're pretty cool. And I also treated myself to 2 clumps of Emperor Dahlia. And again, I'm putting a picture up here on the screen so you guys can check that out. And I'll be staking these up as the season goes because these grow 24 to 36 inches. You do need to stake them, otherwise they'll fall over, which is what I did last year, and then I ran them over with the lawnmower. I mean, they did flower, but I was lazy. This year, getting out there, getting it done, starting right. So let's open up what I stored from last year and see what the condition is and how they overwintered in the vermiculite. Let's take a closer look here. You guys can see how I stored them. Let's pull some of this material out. This was a dahlia tuber. She's pretty dry, but it looks like she overwintered well. Here we have another tuber. Looks like she's in good shape. These are the calla lilies. So actually, look at those. They're ready to rock and roll. I'm either going to put these in the ground or I'm going to put them in a pot. Decision to be made shortly. That's the elephant ear. So what I did was I dug these out in the fall. Like I said, you guys can check the video I cleaved the top off of the plant, and then I took the roots off. So that's, looks like it's ready to get rolling again. What I did learn from one of my neighbors is he recommends you mark the top and the bottom. I could tell this is the top because I cleaved it, but he often takes a marker and he puts a B on the bottom. It's one of my neighbors, Ken, and this is an elephant ear. He gave me another beautiful elephant ear that I'm going to be planting out front this year, and I'll show that to you shortly when I put it in. So here we got another one right here. Elephant ear, ready to rock and roll. Doesn't look like much, but when we get these in the ground, they're going to be beautiful specimens in my yard this season. So I had my big elephant ear that I had out front. I had two smaller ones. They were actually growing together in the back here. So that gives me 3, and the big bulb my neighbor gave me is 4. You ready for this? Extra large elephant ear, 15 to 17 inch. Foliage plant all season, good in zones 8 through 10, deer resistant, bee friendly, suitable for containers, good for borders, attractive foliage. Dig a hole slightly deeper than the bulb itself, plant in the hole, blunt side down, space multiple bulbs at least 2 feet apart. Look at the size of that. That's the bottom. There you go, it's got a B on it. Look at the size of that compared to these. And if you guys go back and you look at my elephant ears from last season, I mean, this one was pretty big. This is probably comparable. So I'm gonna plant this baby in my specimen location out front, and subscribe to the channel and come back, because when this thing is ripping and roaring, I'm surely gonna feature it. So one of the things I want to do this season is show you guys a little bit more of my plantings, because as much as I love my lawn and I'm into it and I want it to be as perfect as possible, and it is my #1 priority, very close is my plantings, the plants. It pulls it all together. So let's get planting. So let's open the Hosta Mixture Super Sack. And again, I am displaying the what these look like from Brex, which is where I purchased these, on the screen. As you can see, these guys are ready to go. They're actually already popping, so I'm going to pull these out carefully. So there should be 6 in here. There's 1. She's a tiny one, but she'll come up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I got a bonus here. Looks like maybe I got bonus number 7. They pack these in peat moss. So as I plant these, I'll throw a little peat moss in the hole. All of these Hosta are of the larger variety. They're 18 to 36 inches, and they recommend you plant them on soil level, 18 to 60 inches apart. So these don't need to go deep. In fact, I can leave the tips coming out because they've already started growing. All right, my objective is to pop these in under the tree here. And they need to be 18 to 36 inches apart because I have partial shade under this tree once it blooms out. So I thought this would be a good place to put these. And again, it says just soil deep, so I don't need a shovel. Hosta are perennials because they will just keep giving and giving every year. This bed will eventually be mulched. So when I show this to you guys later this summer, I'm going to show you the progress. It's going to be beautiful. All right, Astilbe Super Sack. These are 24 to 36 inches. Plant on soil level, 18 to 24 inches apart. And I'm supposed to have 5 roots in this bag. Again, good timing with Brex. These guys are already popping, so I have one. There's 2, 3, 4, and there's number 5. So the Astilbe likes partial shade. So this dogwood will provide shade here, definitely partial shade. And I've been trying to get things to grow in here that come up over the wall. So 18 to 24 inches, these should do well. So I have 5. I'm going to space them here around the turn and get them dug in, and we'll see what they look like in hopefully a couple months. Subscribe to the channel. All right, team. I got a lot of cool ferns that come up in here. I don't know if you guys remember that from last season. Some yellow tick seed in the front. But I had this magnificent specimen elephant ear here last year. So thanks to my neighbor Ken, who gave me this Herculean one. I'm going to put that baby in here in the corner. And then the big one I had here last year. If she comes back, I'm going to put her right about here. So we're going to have 2 magnificent elephant ears, and I'll be showing those off during the summer. So I'm going to get those planted. This is the Breck's 2 clumps of Emperor Dahlia. Picture is on the screen. Height 32 to 36 inches, plant 2 inches deep, 24 inches apart. They're velvety, rich purple flowers and have strong stems. So we're going to get these in with some of my other dahlias from last season. I have approximately 7 or 8 plants. These are the calla lilies. I'm going to decide where to put those. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to plant these. So they're going to be 2 inches deep. So shout out to Connor Ward, who's got hundreds and hundreds of dahlias. I surely don't. My strategy is get these in 2 inches below the surface. And then this year, I went all out and got these $1 stakes from Home Depot. These are 36 inches, so I'm going to push them down far. I can pull them up and move them later. Because what happened last year is I did not stake them. Some of them need support, and they fell over, and they bloomed on the ground. But they would have done better had they been staked up. And it's important to mark them from the get-go because I've been known to pull things up because I think it's a weed, and it's not. So get this baby in here, 2 inches below. Stake this one. I'm gonna push this down as far as I can get it right now. I can always pull them out and move them later. All right, so, and as they do grow, if I need them to be higher, I'll pull them out of the ground and restake them. And as they're coming up, if they need additional support, I can put some twine on it. Not gonna make you guys watch me plant the rest, but that's my system. Leave some comments, let me know how you do it. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'm not a dahlia expert. Elephant ear number 3. See if she comes back. Someone likes sticking flags wherever I like to plant plants. We'll temporarily relocate that. We have some hosta coming up in this area. But I did have the elephant ear in here last year. So I'm going to replant this one. It's a little shadier back here. But it did fairly well. This is the one that actually had 2 plants going at once. So let's get that in the ground. All right, team. So we got my dahlias out of storage. Those with the 2 new Emperor ones I got from Breck's. I have approximately 8 dahlias in. Connor Ward, don't make fun of me. There are beautiful flowers. Like I said, years back I had them and I stopped bringing them in the winter and I lost them all. Never had as much as Connor. In any case, they're in. I recovered my 2 elephant ears from last year. The one actually had 2 roots So I split that into 3. I have one here, I have one over by the hostas that I planted. I planted a smaller one out front, and the Ken bulb, let's call it the Ken Hosta, that's my neighbor, who gave me that giant one that is out front, and we're gonna watch the progress of that one as the season goes on. But I tell you what, in a month, all these other plants are gonna be up. We're gonna be rocking and rolling. Where the Hosta is under the Styrex japonica, I'm gonna be finish weeding that and mulching it, cleaning it up. Things will be looking nice in another month. So, all right guys, get out there and get it done. And subscribe to the channel and watch the progress of these plantings as the season goes. And I'll see you guys next time on Lawn Journeys.